So,
proprietor
sister, you can introduce
small
yourself.
business that I claim every year. And peace. This is Amana Yahawada,
Okay. And, of course, her husband.
the wife of Tazariak Yahawada of ISUPK. He informed me about, he had a child on the way. I know for a fact that this child, he was told the woman, the mother of the child, to say that the baby is not his on the paperwork to get welfare. I don't collect welfare.
Say that again, sister.
He told.
Yeah.
He actually told me that he told her to say that he's not the father so that she could get welfare for the pregnancy and the child that was being born. Now, the consensus for give all your money to your Lord, your husband, that's not what we discussed, and I assured him that that was not going to be a part of this arrangement. And I don't know how he does it with his other wives, but I assured him that that was not going to be here. He agreed. He never did try to take control of my money. However, he did have my credit card on his gym for over a year, a little over a year, up until about the last few payments where I cut it off, where he could not pay for his gym membership. There's also been, I signed him up for a Avis corporate reward, excuse me, so that he could travel, so that he can be able to travel and get a rental car whenever he needed to go, out of town or come here. So that I didn't mind doing, and also business plans. I wanted to set up some business plans as far as, he wanted to get. We talked about oil tables and things like that to do when he set up on the street. And I led him to Medina because I'm very familiar with Medina from the past. Being at Ansar, we always used to order from Medina. So I tried to put him onto that. I would invest in. I told him I would invest. And, trying to get him to be more self-sufficient, trying to get him to become his own boss, and things of that nature. Basically, the whole genre was built on, I'm just going to work this little job, and I take from my other wife that will give me money. I know there's one time there was a situation with an eviction, and
try to talk up a little bit more, sister, a little louder.
Okay, I know there was one situation with the second wife when there was an eviction, and she handed over her money to stop him and one of the other wives from getting evicted, the first wife. So this woman was only receiving a disability check from a special needs child that she had just had. So this was, basically what he was doing. I didn't agree with it. I spoke with the sister. He was upset about it, but I didn't care because I'm for women and children first, and I didn't believe that she should have handed over that special needs check to him when that baby is definitely in need. And she was in need. She didn't even have an apartment. So she was living in, very poor quarters, it was very rough. And she assured me that she wanted to get out and that she was going to put pressure on him to try and get out of where she was at. And she was going to tell him that the family members she was living with wants her out, so that to make it urgent so that he could at least try and come up with something to help her. The situation was very, very desolate. So these are the things that I noticed with the wives. I know that I've read texts. I did go through his phone. I was an angel. I'm not going to sit here and say I was an angel throughout this. I went through his phone, and I see where the first wife was, saying that you can give me a dime, you don't do anything, So this whole mentality is basically the women are taking care of him. He buys $200 garments for Passover, and the women look like vagabonds. He does not, care.
You said they're paying $200 for what?
Yeah, he paid $200 for his garment for this Passover, the cream one.
That's those stuff that they be wearing?
Yeah.
The regalia?
Right. Yeah, he paid $200 for that. When I'm sure that could have went toward, as he says, his two daughters, and even my household, something. But
about the children, since you're on there.
Mm-hmm.
This is very important. Okay. In this family dynamic, there's at least amongst two different women, yourself namely, and another sister, there's at least two children suffering from special needs, correct?
Right.
Or special needs children. And when I was reading the sentiment from a dialogue, a heated dialogue that you was having between him and the other wife, she intimated, and we'll post it, she intimated that, well, your child is retarded, and, euphemistically speaking, we know special needs, but I'm just quoting or paraphrasing, that your child's retarded, so basically, the child is not really relevant. So with these children that out of context retarded, but we know euphemistically speaking, special needs children, with two special needs children in the realm of this family dynamic, I want you to explain how ISUPK identifies with these special needs children. In other words, can children with special needs be allowed in the temple? Are they even embraced by the community, or are they shunned away?
Okay. The exchange took place on Facebook. I didn't know who she was. I wasn't familiar with her. I started getting called a skank. She must have known that we were shortly engaged and we're going to get married soon. And then she began to inbox me. I proceeded to argue back with her, which I'm not proud of that. We went back and forth, and I told her she was jealous because he was having a baby by the second wife, and that she was jealous, and she needed to get herself together. I sent you all those transcripts, so you have all of the proof that where she proceeded to say, I didn't know retards counted as a baby because we knew that his child was going to be special needs. She proceeded to say, I know all about the sick little baby. And what I was told was that the children with special needs cannot be amongst the congregation because you don't want to be with them and breed more. So
say that again. Children with special needs were not allowed in the congregation. Say that whole part again, and say it loud. Say it clear enough so they can hear you.
That children with special needs were not allowed in the congregation, in congregated areas, because they don't want to breed more of those children with special needs. And I found that very disturbing because that was his own child.
That's the end of the video.
This nigga's a savage. Now watch this. Fuck. Hold on, Bang. You in here? Huh? Who running the audio? Bang or Eric? Who's that? Who running audio?
That's me.
That's Eric?
Yeah.
You get that what I just sent you?
Let's see.
Let's go back to this clip.
Okay, I got you.
See, these dudes right here is all the front. These dudes are evil. They teach hatred. They devils. They sexist. They disregard their women. Now we hear that needs regard the child.